Namaste. Welcome to Yoga with Priyanka. And I know that it's a lovely sunny day today, so you might not want to be practicing, hence the recording. But I'd like to invite you now to allow yourself to sink into a posture on your mat, on a cushion. Gently close your eyes. And feel yourself sitting over here. The day is done, or the day could be beginning. Or you could be in the middle of your day doing a yoga practice. But whatever it is, the moment you come and take a seat on your mat, try to come alone without the day. And so I invite you to release your day by just gently closing your eyes and taking 3 deep breaths in through the nostrils and exhale out from your mouth. As you take another deep breath in, hold it for a second and then exhale out gently and slowly with control. And then in your final deep breath in, just count the number of seconds it takes you to exhale. So we're observing the breath, taking a deep breath in and observing how that breath makes us feel. And now when you're ready, roll over onto all fours, rolling your palms, fingers flat onto the mat, avoiding cupcake fingers, keeping your knees apart, hips are over your knees. Your wrists can be at a slight angle in front of the shoulders. Then whenever you're ready, exhale, round your back. We'll do 3 cat and cows. Inhale, open your chest. So releasing the tension and the stress from the day, strengthening the lower back muscles. Coming into a space where you're synchronizing your breath with your movements. And so once you're done with 3, coming into a downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and then just gently walk or step to the front of your mat, straightening your legs, bending your knees, straightening your legs again, and then bending your knees, unrolling vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing your head and your neck up last. And once you're in a standing position, inhale, exhale, Anjali Mudra in front of your heart, prayer position. And take a second to set your intention for today's practice. When you're ready, inhale, sweep your arms up into Tithli mountain. Exhale, fold forward, Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to full Uttanasan. Inhale, take your right leg back to high lunge, left leg to plank, all in the same breath. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground. Inhale to baby cobra. On your next exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips. Staying here for a few seconds to allow your body to just get a little bit of a pause. And then inhale, step your right leg forward, dropping your left knee, because we're going to do crescent, anjaneyasan, sweeping the arms up, bending your knees, sinking into your hips. Always glance to make sure the knee is over your ankle. And then exhale down, bringing your right hand in front of your right foot. Take your right foot off to the side a little. Bend your right elbow and wrap your arm under your body. And then take your left arm and wrap from behind. It's a little bit of a bind. We'll breathe and hold. And release. Okay, so inhale, taking your palms back down and your right leg back to plank. You can lift your knee before or after. You adjust your palms. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground. Inhale, sliding into cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. And then just inhale, step your left leg forward. You can lower your right knee before or after. And then inhale, sweep your arms up into crescent, holding for a breath or two. Sensing your breath. Is it in your chest or your belly? And then exhale, bringing your palms down on the inside of your left foot, taking your left foot maybe just over to the left side. Okay, wrapping your left arm from underneath the thigh. So grab with your right, bind, holding just for 3 breaths. And then we're going to release the bind. Taking your left leg back into plank, readjust your palms, exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground. Inhale, slide into cobra, exhale, back to downward facing dog. And then we're just going to end. Inhale, step the right leg forward. Exhale, left forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasan. Exhale to full Uttanasan. And then inhale, sweep your arm up. Anjali Mudra. Samastiti, palms by your side. Perfect. Good job. All right. So we're going to stick to just keeping it really simple, and we'll do natarajasan. So whichever foot you are comfortable to start your balance, roll that foot flat, starting with the toes onto your mat. Grab the left leg either at the ankles or the back of your foot by the toes. And then either sweep your arm up, the other arm, lean slightly forward. Make sure that you're stretching the left leg out behind you or the foot that you're holding. Find your drishti or your gaze point. Breathe and hold your pose. And release. Perfect. We're just doing a short hold. So when you are settled into the other side, starting by rolling your foot flat onto the ground, grab the back of the other foot, ankle, or the back of the foot, whichever is comfortable for you. And then lifting up the other arm parallel to your ear, leaning slightly forward. And once you're in natarajasan, because we're not doing a long hold, I'd like to invite you to focus on really breathing deeply. Find your drishti or your gaze. And release. Perfect. Lovely. Coming into trikonasan, triangle. Inhale up. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, swivel down. So you can do a deep triangle, bringing your right hand really close to your ankle or all the way down to touching the mat, or you can just do a slightly easier one, less of an intense stretch. See what works for you, eyes opened or closed, preferably opened in this case, and then just finding your drishti, breathing into that stretch on the inner right thigh, keeping your knees soft, and remember to breathe. Release. Inhale up, exhale down, switching sides. Inhale up, exhale down to the left. Again, see about how intense you want that stretch to be today. Do you want to lean all the way down towards your yoga mat with your fingertip touching the mat, or just stay somewhere with your hand resting against your ankle or slightly higher up? Drishti is straight ahead, or you can look up at the ceiling, depending on what is comfortable for your neck. And then just deepening your breath. Switching gears with your yoga practice, changing your breathing pattern throughout, just to explore what works best for you. On your next inhale, release from the pose, exhale down. Perfect. I'm going to lie down. We'll do salabasan. And what I wanted to discuss with you, so when you lie down on your stomach, is in salabasan, just notice your breathing and how pressing into your mat affects the breath, how a standing pose affects your breath, how a seated pose, forward, twist. All of these different poses will affect the breath different or in different ways. So just being mindful. Now that we are pretty comfortable with the yoga poses, it would be a good idea to take it one step forward and explore your breath in the poses just with that curiosity. So now when you're ready, notice your incoming breath and your outgoing breath, the length of it, and how the breath feels. So on your next inhale, lifting up into salabasan. Perfect. We'll do a second round, and this time, once you're up, breathe for 3 cycles of breath, making them a deep, shallow, comfortable, normal, whatever, however you want that breath to be. In from the nostrils, out from the mouth, or in from the nostrils and out from the nostrils. So pick one or something and just be very keenly, consciously aware. So whenever you're ready, inhale, lift up, 3 breath count. Exhale back down and coming into a seated position. So I'd like to do agni stambasan, which is the firelog pose. So we fold the legs so that the knees are one on top of the other. And you're basically sitting with your feet out at the sides. Sit bones are rooted, of course. And then we're going to do 3 shoulder rolls. So fingertips on your shoulders, clockwise. Counterclockwise. If you wanted to match your breath, you'd exhale as you bring the elbows together. Inhale as you open the chest. Okay. Stretching the arms out. Gomukhasan, cowface pose. So I'm letting you pick which arm you want lifted up and which hand or arm you want pointing down with the elbow. So that gomukhasan part, I'm just letting you do that for today and feel into what is your reflective positioning. So your go-to might be that the right arm is up, left is below, or vice versa. So just noticing which one is the go-to. Meanwhile, straightening the back, eyes open or closed, and holding for just 3 more breaths. Release. Perfect. We're going to stretch the legs out, shake them, and this time the left leg goes under, the right leg goes on top. If you did it the other way around in the previous, that's absolutely fine, not to worry. Again, make sure that the sit bones are down and that your heel is not lifting your body up. Stretch the arms out. Remember which variation, which arm was up and which arm was below, and then swap that. So in my case, my left arm is up with the elbow up, right arm is below, fingers are clasped or touching, interlocked, or whatever is comfortable for you. So no strain. Again, readjust while you're in a pose if you feel like something doesn't quite feel right. Back is straight, eyes open or closed. And then again, just coming into a 3 breath count. face. Okay. Shake your arms out, stretch your legs out. So you may notice that in one side, the breath was a little easier than the other side. And I'll explain that in a second. So coming into baddha konasan, bound angle, interlace your fingers around your toes, stretch your elbows. You can press down into the calf muscles, or you can just allow yourself to sit. If you flap your knees up and down, that's tithli. And if you just stay still without leaning forward and pressing in, it'll also have the same effect. So you'll notice with the cow face pose that on one side, your breath might have been a little deeper than the other side. And that, again, it might just be that one side is a little bit more challenging. And so that's why the breath changes when it's faced with a challenged or challenging position. Either way, you'll notice that your breath always changes. And that is why befriending your breath is truly the best way to kind of get to know when one is beginning to feel tense or anxiety or stress, and then move into breathing into the vagus nerve. So now I'm going to invite you to stay in Baddha Konasan. Gently, please do close your eyes, or you can leave them open slightly to let a little light in. And for the last few minutes, I'd like to invite you to think of 3 things that you're grateful for. Actually, in the last minute of sitting in this pose, and then we'll end. But please think of 3 things that you're grateful for and why you're grateful for them. And we'll just take 1 minute to do that. When you're ready, I'd like to now request you to just come into Sukhasan or Sukhasana with or without a block or a bolster underneath your sit bones. Eyes hopefully closed, and if they're not, do please close them for a second. Gently rub your palms together, making them warm. Cup them over your eyes, thanking you for today's practice. Reaffirming your sankalpa that you set at the start of your Surya namaskar, sun salutation. Namaste.